So yes, folks, this is Primordia, a very charming point-and-click adventure I played on a stream ever so long ago. But of course, Twitch TV destroyed that content, so I'm gonna play through it all over again. This is our setting, the future, where everything is nothing but mud and smog. And robots. This is a very, very charming point-and-click adventure. It's nice and, it doesn't have a lot of unnecessary deaths. Pretty easy in that way, and it has very nice artwork, as you'll see.
Almost there. One more setting. And one more piece of the unique is operational.
One down, 1 million to go. Speaking of which, boss, I found exactly none of the parts you wanted. A whole day at the junk pile, and all I turn up are a locker and some stupid conduits. Maybe next time. Boss, are you sure you got those settings right?
That came from down in engineering. Let's go.
So this is the first point we actually get control.
Boss, maybe we should see what's happening in engineering?
So we can talk to our little friend Crispin, which we made ourselves.
There's no time.
We can't really do anything else. We gotta get moving over to engineering. It's sort of a big freaking deal. The game wants us to advance the plot now. So we'll go ahead and do that.
Boss?
Now we have our first encounter with the refrigerator from hell.
Who are you and what do you want? Power.
I think he wants the power core, boss.
Stop right there. This ship belongs to me. Forfeit.
Very weird acoustics in this ship for Horatio. That's our character, by the way.
He's too keen on private property.
Get away from the power core. Forfeit.
Well, good game, everybody. We're already dead. So that's Horatio getting tossed out, and of course, the refrigerator from hell hovers off into the distance.
Boss? Boss? Horatio? Come on, Horatio, wake up!
So we're not as dead as I may have
You're
indicated.
okay.
What happened?
Well, Big Ugly threw you out of the ship, and then he said plunder, again, and then he left with our power core.
Basad.
Yep,
How much charge have you got?
10%. You?
I'll be fine. We just need to get the emergency generator up and running. I told you it needed to be repaired.
Or we could just go to Metropole, city of glass and light. Free energy for one and all.
Don't believe everything you hear. Metropole is trouble. But if you want to go, you've got free will in a maglev unit.
With that guilt subroutine you put in me, I wouldn't even make it halfway.
Actually, with a 10% charge, you wouldn't even get that far. So I suggest we get the generator working.
You and your projects.
Man built us to build, Crispin. Now, come on.
So now we have complete control. This is where the actual game begins. Of course, we are Horatio. This is our little guy, Crispin, which we can actually control to do things. And let's see, here's our inventory. We currently have Jack Squad. Let's go ahead and pick up
I must
this.
have dropped the data pouch when I was thrown out of the unique. Basad, its memory got wiped.
How
Easy
inconvenient.
enough to have the good old junk pile's coordinates back in, though.
Apparently just knows those off the top of his head. So we got two new controls. We have our data pouch. It identifies us as system user Horatio No Built, version 5.
The data pouch is registered to me.
Let's see, let's look at Crispin.
You know, boss, if you're ever wondering what I would do, feel free to just ask.
I'll keep that in mind.
So the way this game works is you left click to interact or get pretty much, and you right click to look.
Crispin Horatio build, version 1. There'll be version 2 once I put some arms on him. He is my best and only friend.
And my only child. Well,
Now, I'm not a fancy engineer like you, boss, but it seems like the Unique isn't gonna fly without its tail on.
It's one of the Unique's turbines.
The big engine that couldn't.
we'll just look at a few
Broken
things.
robot I dragged out of the junk pile. I salvaged the sarcasm coprocessor from it for Crispin.
Yeah, it works great.
Why the heck would you even do that? Also, it kind of looks like from one of the robots from Mystery Science Theater, doesn't it?
Is that a gumball machine?
No, it's a robot's head.
Ah, I wanted a gumball.
Well, shoot. Well, let's go check on that generator. Sort of a big deal. We don't want to run out of power and effectively die as robots. So let's take a look at this thing. Huh, that doesn't exactly look like a spark plug.
Crispin, when I told you to find a new spark plug, did you just shove my conductive putty into the old one?
Maybe.
No wonder the generator isn't working. At least the putty is still good.
So we got some putty, that's good. So we'll need a new spark plug, it would seem.
The generator is missing a spark plug.
Yep.
There's supposed to be a power-bearing conduit between this socket and the ship, but I never got around to putting one together.
Now who's the procrastinator?
Yep, there's no time like the present. Well, let's start picking up conduits.
It's a segment of Gordium electrical conduit.
Think we have some just laying around. We have a cable over here. That could be useful.
A sturdy cable.
What the heck's this thing that I'm currently standing on?
It's the Unique's tag. Without it, I'd have never known the ship's name.
Apparently, building a giant airship doesn't require proper spelling.
Apparently not.
They have some creative license, I guess.
Some very sticky grease.
That always irked me. Sticky grease. It's supposed to be slick, darn it. Let's go ahead and head up our ladder, see if we can find some good stuff. Here's
More
another
Gordium
conduit.
conduit.
It's always good. And we also have some stuff up here.
What was I thinking, leaving all my lanterns up there?
It is sort of a dumb thing. So here's where we can use Crispin. We can actually get that, because clearly we can't get it right now, right?
There's no way I can reach that.
Oh, there is a way. You just need to be creative.
Could you grab that lantern?
Sure thing, boss.
You won't exactly grab it, but it'll be helpful. Oh. Not a problem.
You know, I always wanted to be able to fly. That's why I built you with a maglev unit.
Not so that you could store tools on hard-to-reach ledges.
Well, that too.
Also, I didn't know if you guys noticed it before, but the way that these robots are named is sort of cute. The way that their last name represents their parents. So, of course, this is Crispin Horatio built, because, of course, Horatio built him. Alright, let's take a look at this stuff since we couldn't earlier.
A large observational telescope.
Well, let's look through it.
Without power from the ship, the telescope won't work.
Well,
Tough
shoot.
timing with those repairs, huh, boss?
Some of those high-tech telescopes.
Only a little sliver left before the moon wanes entirely.
Well, I'm glad we're not the only ones running out of power.
An old captain's chair. I moved it here from navigation.
Strange clouds, huh, boss?
Looks more like smog to me.
It's too dark to see the ladder rungs.
Well, you could feel around, or you could, use a lantern, right? Alright, so what we got in here? We have a gospel, we have some books.
I don't need to bring these with me.
After all, boss, life is stranger than fiction.
I was gonna say, can I look at them?
Bedtime reading.
I see. What's
It's
this?
the Gospel of Man.
The Gospel of Man. Let's go ahead and pick that up.
Pray for a miracle, boss?
We are man's miracle, Crispin. Let's hope that's enough.
Go ahead and put that in our pocket. And we also have a bed here.
So that's where you keep it.
Why were you looking for my plasma torch?
No reason.
Not exactly where you'd think you'd find something like that, right, folks?
This is no time for a nap,
I still don't see why I don't get a bed.
because you have a flat bottom to rest on.
Boss, were you checking out my bottom?
Yes.
That piece of sheet metal really ties the room together, boss.
Sure does. That's why we have it there. And if you think you're getting into another area of the ship,
Hatch are unresponsive.
well, you can. I actually didn't show you that the other hatches actually turned off as well. I can do that on the way
I think
back.
there's still some power in the circuit.
Boss, shouldn't you have thought of that before coming down here? We could have been stuck.
I could have just ridden you back to the deck.
Really?
No. Routing that much power to your maglev unit would cause it to explode.
Yeah, right.
Sorry. I couldn't find a working fuse to solve the problem.
I'm a floating bomb. I'm a floating bomb. Sweet.
So he doesn't seem too upset. Okay, let's get off of this darn thing. And let's see. We don't actually have enough to get this thing working. We still need a spark plug, which we're not going to find around here. So why don't we head over to the junk and we'll take a look around here.
If that red light went off, I bet the train would start going.
Crispin, sometimes I think you're trying to get me to waste time.
Who, me? How do you think a train wound up out here, boss?
Maybe they brought it here by boat.
Very funny.
Clearly they did. We have a lockbox over here.
Looks like some kind of lockbox.
Well, let's go check it out. There's also some conduits laying on the ground.
It's locked tight.
A lockbox is locked? What? Let's pick up the conduits.
Pieces of gordium conduit. Unfortunately, one of them is completely corroded and worthless.
Well, shoot. See, can we actually do anything with these?
I'll need at least 5 pieces to be able to build a conduit long enough to run the generator to the unique.
Oh, you heard him. We only have 4. Let's take a look around.
There's a piece of gordium conduit way back there.
Thankfully, I know kind of where to look. It has been a while since I played this game, but I do remember some things. Crispin, can you get it for us?
Crispin, can you go in there and get that piece of conduit?
I suppose. That would have been a lot easier with hands, boss.
I'm not sure how the heck he even got it. So there we go. We have our 5 conduits. Let's go ahead and put them together.
Time for a little welding.
Wow, that was easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah, not too bad. Make sure that you do it in the right order, because you can't use the conduits with the torch. You got to use it that way. Otherwise, it just won't work. Also, you'll notice the other cable we got, that actually can't do jack squat, because it's a data cable, not a power cable. I'll show you that later, too. What about the door here?
It's locked tight.
Well, shoot. Everything's locked. It's like they don't want us to progress. It's like it's a point-and-click adventure.
Let's see if this works.
But you know what? We can be creative. We have a plasma torch.
Is that a spark plug, boss? Who locks up a spark plug?
Actually, I think that box was some kind of machine.
You killed it!
Recycled it.
So, of course, that thing was a machine. We just stole its spark plug that was inside it. Why it had a lock on the outside, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe it was some kind of maintenance panel?
Just a run-of-the-mill spark plug.
There you go. What about this?
Good length of heavy-duty cable designed for carrying data.
Well, there you go. It's a data cable. And we can look at the Gospel of Man. In the beginning, all was still and silent. Then man, the All-Builder, spoke the word. And the word begat the code. And so the world began to spin. Thus dawned the Primordium, the first age, the age of building. Man moved across the world and built many wonders. In the heavens he paved the sky roads. On the land he raised mystic towers. And in the dark depths he dug colossal caves. Most incredible of all were the many machines designed by man. But still, the All-Builder was not satisfied. So with both his hands, man built a body of steel in his own image. And with his right hand, he gave logic and memory. He gave with his left. Then man said, "Now I will quicken this machine with a spark of power. Together we shall walk together upon earth." And it was done. Thus spun the world, and grew the code, and multiplied the living machines, and slowly passed the primordium. Who can count the versions and generations that marked that age? In time, the All-Builder looked upon the many things he had built, the sky roads, the mighty towers, and above all, the living machines. Weary with his labor, man sat himself beside the robots, and said unto them, "For you, my children, I spoke the word, and fired the engine of the world. For you I wrote the code, and to you I gave logic and memory. Then man, the All-Builder, stood and took the machines in his hands, and guided them to the great mountaintop. Together, they looked upon the world in its beauty. All this I have made for you, and now unto you all this is given. Keep it, tend it, and make it flourish. And the All-Builder fell silent and passed from the world. So ended the Primordium. We are lesser machines, built by those built by man, as we are but the humble images of the All-Builder. So is he the perfection of all forms, a machine of unbreakable form, endless memory, and absolute logic. For this we revere him, and speak the word, and keep the code, and tend the world that he has gave us. So that was nice and kind of out of context. I was just sitting here in the rain. But anyway, I think we have everything we need. We have our... Oh, you know what? One thing we can do, or try to do, is open this door with the torch.
Steel.
But of course we can't because it's reinforced, unlike the lockbox, or the maintenance panel, or whatever it was. Anyway, we're making progress. That's all you gotta know. And we'll go ahead and slap you in here. There we go. A real spark plug of all things. And into you I will put in the fused conduit. And thus we have power once more. Well, that was good.
Whew, I thought we were in trouble when Big Ugly stole our core. But just like that, problem solved.
The problem is not solved.
Well, I agree. The noise leaves something to be desired.
This is an emergency generator, Crispin.
Well, it was an emergency, boss.
It only runs for a few days, if that.
Oh.
That's fairly efficient.
Well, do we have another one?
No. Which means it still is an emergency.
Well, in that case, first dibs on the recharge station.
Yeah, let's go recharge. I guess that's this thing right here.
So, what's the plan, boss?
We need to recover our power core.
Or we could just take the train to Metropole and live in luxury.
First of all, there is no train to Metropole. And second, even with full charges, we can't just walk there. But more importantly, I hate that city. It's in my core logic. I don't know why, but I can't change it.
Okay. In that case, can't you just make us a new power core?
Yes, but I need some kind of strong energy source for that.
And you just make one of those too? I'm just asking.
No, but somewhere around here are the plans for an energy sensor.
That's awfully convenient.
I designed it a long time ago, before I made you. I even found a sodium iodide crystal to use in the sensor, though man alone knows where it's buried now.
I see. Well, let's take a look around. And I can hear something talking to us.
It's the Unique's recharging station.
What the hell is this?
Hey boss, what do all these buttons and switches do?
I think there's some sort of defense mechanisms, but I can't figure them out.
Well, of course you can't. We have some more books.
A collection of product manuals, how-to guides, and technical treatises.
Do you think the sensor design might be in here?
No, these are all books I scavenged.
I see. See, this is why you gotta stay organized.
An interlocking...
Now let's go over to the interlocking hatch. I enjoy that this game is fully voice acted. So here's our radio. That must be making the noise.
Plug this radio in anywhere, huh, boss?
Too bad there's nothing on it.
Come, join us. Weary wanderers, come.
Let's go ahead and turn that shit
I
off.
bet I can find a better use for this plug.
Yeah, but we could.
Now we can't listen to the sweet voice of Metropole.
I guess that makes two birds.
Yep. Nuts to those guys. It's in my core logic to hate them. We have a phonograph.
Too bad we only have one record.
We have a record? Let's look. That's pretty jaunty, and there's the blueprint.
The original designs for Crispin.
Hey, there are arms here! And an awesome set of tractor treads!
I went with a maglev unit instead, and I never could find good arms. The original
Okay, well, let's see. Here's some plans.
There's the design. I'll put the keynotes into my data pouch.
How does it even work?
The crystal pulses when it absorbs energy. The cable carries the pulse to the computer. The computer decodes the information and displays it on the monitor.
Boss, where are we going to find a working computer?
The Unique is full of them.
Oh, right.
Okay, that record is driving me nuts.
Too bad we...
Okay, that's better. It's a little shrill for my taste.
Kristen's to-do list. Funny how it never gets any shorter.
That's your fault, boss, not mine.
Uh-huh. We have another note.
I found this in the dunes. It reads, pound pastrami, canned kraut, 6 bagels, bring home for Emma.
It's making me hungry. I'd like some pastrami right now. Let's see. What else we have in here? We have a cradle.
That is where our power core should be shedding its light silently.
I see. We have an interface over
A
here.
computer terminal.
That could be useful. Weren't we just looking for a computer? Okay, let's see. I think we have some of the stuff we need for this. We have a plug. Okay, there we go.
I doubt that will have any of... A simple computer interface with a socket for connecting external hardware.
Okay, we need to find more stuff. We need to find the plans.
An interlocking hatchway.
See, now I'm kind of getting fuzzy on where things are. But you can see, now we can head through this hatch. I didn't show you it earlier, but we couldn't head through it while the power's off. Alright, I don't think there's anything else out there, so it's got to be in this room. We have some... Well, actually, we did get the plans, didn't we? Let's see, can I connect this to my data pouch?
Doesn't have enough processor power to help.
Well, shoot. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we have it like this. Maybe I have to shorten this thing also?
Let's cut a little cable off.
There you go. Now it's not as incredibly long.
I'll need to get a closer look to see how it fits together.
See, we're on the right track.
It needs a sodium iodide crystal.
Okay, we need to find that crystal.
Interface with a socket.
Yeah. Where the hell did you put the crystal? Where'd you put it? You said you had one around here. Where'd you put it?
Boss, is it okay if I sleep in the cradle until we have a new power core?
No.
Don't you do it. Okay, Crispin, you got any other ideas?
How do you lose a crystal, boss? If I had one, I'd attach it to my head.
That's why I put it somewhere you wouldn't find it.
You can't hide something shiny forever.
I see. Somewhere he couldn't find it. Well, I put the torch under my bed. I put the iodine crystal there too? I mean, there's all sorts of crap in here. Let's go back into our room. I was gonna say, it's kind of hard to see that hatch on this wall. The recharge station looks at us longingly, wanting to interface with us. Hey, there's a crystal.
Aha! Here's the crystal.
Right under our noses. That is, if we had noses.
There we go. Now I think all we have to do is use the putty on the crystal, maybe?
Are you really trying to build us an energy sensor from a bunch of garbage?
Crispin, I built you from a bunch of garbage.
From spare parts, boss. Spare parts.
Then we stick this on
Well,
there.
just goes
There we
to
go.
show. Garbage in, greatness out.
If you say so, if that's greatness, maybe I just can't appraise greatness that well. Let's go. We just MacGyvered some kind of power detection cable thingy. Alright, now we can go over to this. And now we can plug this monstrosity into here. So we got some coordinates. I don't remember if I actually have to write these down. I don't think so. Maybe? Maybe I do. Well, there we go. 652, 817. Okay.
Now we just need to check out these coordinates.
But didn't you just tell me we don't have enough power to go walking all over the dunes?
No, I said we couldn't walk to Metropole. Anyway, most of these are close by.
But what if it's picking up, oh, I don't know, a radioactive rust monster?
A what?
Or a giant cannibal robot?
There's no such thing.
Or an unexploded bomb?
I highly doubt that.
Or a giant lightning storm?
Okay, you're right. We need to know what's out there before we take off. It's just a matter of figuring out how.
Why is nothing easy?
I can think of one reason.
I think I can figure out how to get there and actually look first. I think we had something for looking, folks, didn't we? Let's go take a look. Yeah, yeah. We can point this at the ground, right? That's right. Let's see. 817? How do? Oh, there he goes.
Boss? That looks like a giant cannibal robot to me.
It looks promising is what it looks like.
And with that, poor doomed Horatio stuck his head into the giant's mouth.
Let's see. Did you get the other locations? Yeah, no, I have a robot location. You did keep the other information. I actually have to go out there, right?
Seriously.
Let's see. Sensor plans. Here we go. So we have 652. Okay, 652. What do we got at this location?
Nothing but radioactive waste. We can't salvage anything from that.
Well, poop. Do robots actually have to worry about radioactive waste? Maybe they do. Let's see. What else we got in here? 608.
That's strange. The sensor detected an energy source in the junk pile. Maybe we should go look more carefully.
Okay. And I think I saw 617, or no, it was 671.
More waste.
Well, you're the one who loves the junk pile.
Scrap isn't waste.
If you say so, boss.
There seems to be a hard line distinction on that. Alright, let's look for more. Let's see, we have 212 and 159. 159. Gotta remember that.
It's pitch black.
Boss, that's because the telescope's pointing straight down at the deck.
Oh.
How does that even work? How did you not notice that? Apparently that's our location. And finally, our final location.
Strange. There's some kind of odd device surrounded by glass. Whatever that machine is, it must be throwing off some kind of energy.
Why do I not like the sound of this?
So there we go, we got another map location. I believe that is all of our data. Yep, that's all of it. So next time, folks, we will investigate this and try to recover a power source for the unique. Will we be successful? Find out next time.